Welcome back to some more original content from the guys here at B.S.S. It's your One Piece hostess with the mostest, Miles, and I got my boy Riddell here with me. Um, Today we're going to be going over the SBS. We finally got the complete translation, so fully complete, everything answered, no skips. And then we also got some Vivra cards. We got some brand new Vivra cards to go through. We're going to go through all of that content. Um, some good information, some little mediocre information, but new information is new information all the same. We're going to hop right into it. The first question from a fan, and this is the question a lot of people actually had too. When Luffy is using Gear 5, he pulls out things like goggles, a baseball bat, and from what looks like a Hagoromo scarf, which is his scarf around his head. Please explain how it works. In true Oda fashion, his answer is it's the entrance to Nika's fantasy. So we kind of got the non-answer answer. What are you thinking, Riddell? What could that be? What could Nika's fantasy be?
Bro, yeah, Oda be trolling, bro. Uh, I know you don't want to give too much away, but I think this does somewhat signify that you kind of have to admit that this is more than just rubber powers at this point.
Hmm.
Because I think it would have been easy to just say, I mean, that's just an extension. I kind of conjure up the idea of like, I mean, he just made a rubber version of his hair, whatever, sure, I guess.
Hmm.
But this non-answer is low-key an answer because it's he made it clear that it's not as simple as rubber powers. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I totally agree. I was one of the staunch advocates against the reality manipulation. Uh, Looks like Luffy's gonna be manipulating shit. He's gonna be introducing things into his fantasy. Um, Fuck you, Oda. I'm tired of you. But I'm also excited because who knows how far the world's gonna go from here? How the limits to which he's gonna push it? Are there gonna be other people who can manipulate fantasies? Who knows how far it's gonna go? But that's the first question. Question number two. This is about our boy Sabo, the fraud.
Nasty.
Sabo. Sabo inherited the Maramara no Mi, which is Ace's fruit, if y'all don't remember. He's demonstrating its power to the fullest. Did he do any training to properly use the Maramara? And then the answer Oda gave is he trains every day. I feel that Sabo, who regained his memories, has remembered a lot of things too. Um, and then in a little idolization, it says he even completely inherited Ace's epithet, the Fire Fist. The power of his blow is unparalleled. His title is, as the Flame Emperor is not just for show. How you feeling about Sabo?
I mean, I think this is somewhat an answer. I mean, obviously he trains every day. Dragon trained him how to fight in the first place. But when he says he when he gained his memory, he learned a lot. For like from what I recall, when he saw what happened in the poster, he regained his memory.
Hmm.
So from that time until what happened until the whole cake no Dressrosa arc,
Hmm.
a good amount of time to like regain your memories and remember how Ace fought.
Yes. So yeah, I completely agree. I think a lot of it is just like is mimicry to an extent. Ace and him were brothers. He knows how Ace fights. Now is just incorporating that into his Dragon Fist fighting style. I probably think he's stronger than Ace right about now. Just
Yeah.
because of the Dragon Fist and everything. I think he is about stronger than Ace. But I do think regaining those memories kind of helped him come into his own with the fruit. I agree with you.
Yeah. And I do think people need to remember too that Luffy somewhat mimicked Ace's abilities too when he uses his like flame hawk. Right.
Correct.
So yeah, they have a lot of experience with one another.
Alrighty. Our third question, Dragon question. The question is, has Dragon ever lived with Luffy? And then the answer is, this is actually surprising. At least not during a time Luffy can remember. Unlike Bartholomew Kuma, Dragon is known as the leader of the Revolutionary Army. So he couldn't let their relationship be discovered, as it would have put Luffy in danger. I wonder how he felt when he had to say goodbye to his family and what he felt when he saw his son in Logtown.
I feel like you've been nasty. I need you to go first with Dragon.
Listen, man. Oda's been alluding to it. He's always looking east. I think his family's always been close to him. I do kind of feel like I'm tired of the whole "my family's in danger" cop out. Like, we get it, but at the same time, it is a pretty good excuse. But I do think Dragon thoroughly cared about his family. But I hope we kind of get to learn more of the dynamic. Who's Luffy's mom? Why wasn't she there? Why was Garp ultimately left to be his caregiver? Things like that. But no, I think Dragon was heavily invested in his family at some point, and it's just his mission took precedent to that, but he still very much cared.
Yeah, I'm exactly with you. He's beaten the deadbeat allegations officially. He is not a deadbeat. He's not Yasop who just left his family just cause. He legitimately had a good reason not to be there, considering he's the most wanted man in the world. I like that. I like that. It also shows Dragon, I think, subtly has shown that he's actually like a really good person.
Mhm,
He's just doing what needs to be done.
mhm.
I am curious to see what happens, like, when he officially meet like, we're so waiting for the Luffy Dragon interaction, like, that's one of the top moments to see in One Piece right now.
It's weird because I feel like for Dragon, it's gonna mean a lot, and for Luffy, he's gonna just be like, "Oh, you're my dad, cool. Like, can you fight? You want to fight?" Like, it's not gonna mean too much to him. Um, I also wanted to add too, if the world worked a little different and Dragon never defected the Marines, I do feel like he would have been a good pops. Uh, Not only is he the most world's wanted criminal for him being a revolutionary, he defected the Marines. So I'm thinking about it. There was kind of a lot of heat for your family to catch because of that. So Dragon, I'll spare you today. I hate you, but I'll spare you today.
I also, to add on to that as well, I'm also very curious when Dragon and Garp meet again. Considering how, like, Dragon is actually like a good person, Garp is also a good person. Like, how what is the monkey whole family dynamic? I'm probably the most invested in that I've ever been from like Ichigo's, Naruto's. Like, that interaction is probably, I can't think of a family interaction I wanted more than Luffy's family.
Nah, for real.
For main characters, I can't think of one.
And I think you hit it on the head too, because three good people all chose three different routes. So it's interesting how they all came to a different conclusion, how they wanted to live their life. Yeah, it'll be cool to see for sure if we see Garp again in here.
Chill, 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 chill.
On to our next question, and this is another non-answer. The ship of the Blackbeard pirates is named the Saber of Zebek. Does it have any relation to rocks, D Zebek? Oda's answer: Zebek is the name of a type of sailing ship. So that could be just a coincidence, or maybe it really isn't. What are we thinking?
Bro, you couldn't get any more vague than that. It might be, it might not be. Who knows? Yeah, Oda just didn't answer this one. Um, unless there's a very subtle insinuation that, like, to go and marry Zebek was a
Yo,
ship spirit that turned into a
chill,
person. Hey, maybe a ship ate a devil fruit and turned into Zebek. Yeah,
chill.
that would be crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But if I hit that, I want all my credit, like, from the entire One Piece community, if that ends up being true.
I hate you. Um, this is classic Oda deflection. He didn't answer this at all. Um, I didn't know that Zebek was a type of ship. So good teaching, Oda. You taught me something. But screw you, bro, because you could have answered that. Uh, on to the next question. This is about the red-haired wonder, Mr. Shanks. The move Kamusari, Divine Departure in English, that was used to one-shot Kid, was it taught to Shanks by Roger, or did he just learn it by observing him? Oda answered, he remembered it because he always looked up to Roger. No one else in the Roger Pirates has been able to imitate it, so Shanks' talent is quite astonishing. With his innate talent, he unleashed the same attack as the Pirate King. Even Kid, who defeated an emperor, could not withstand its power. How we feeling?
This is Shanks. This is a bit of Shanks hype. This is a bit of Shanks hype. Astonishing talent, doing Rogers' move. We could maybe see more Rogers' move. And depending on what he means by astonishing talent, maybe Shanks copied other people too. So this is a interesting. To be honest, I had no idea that was Roger's move when he did it. For
No.
me personally, no, I mean, I remember stuff with One Piece, but like I can't remember every detail immediately. So something has to click. I was like, oh, so hey man, Shanks is him.
For the fans who might have not remembered as well, Roger did it on Odin when they first met. Um, yeah, Odin kind of charged headfirst into Roger, and Roger, excited to fight someone new, went ahead and gave him a swing. And unlike Kid, he was able to get up from it. Kid unfortunately could not withstand it. But nah, I'm here for the Shanks glaze. It's just, hey man, the more they glaze Shanks, we're gonna have to start questioning that boy Mihawk. It ain't no Mihawk glaze coming out. We're not hearing nothing about the world's strongest swordsman and his astonishing talent and his innate ability and all and so on and so forth. And here they saying Shanks is imitating the Pirate King, not no swordsman, the Pirate King. So there's levels to this. That's all I gotta say.
And man, someone asked me how question. Again, man, we need that.
The next question, and this is going to be a lot of information. This is a lot of information. So it's please explain how the bounty system of cross guild works. That's the sixth question, and Oda actually gave a breakdown. So the fleet admiral is worth 5 crowns or 5 billion berry. An admiral is worth 3 crowns or 3 billion berry. A vice admiral is worth 5 stars or 500. Can I not count? 500 million berry. A rear admiral is 2 stars or 200 million berry. Commodores are worth 1 star or 100 million berry. And captain, aka little old Kobe, is 1 star as well at 100 million berries. Field officers, or which are commander rank and lower, are worth less than 1 million, and junior officers are worth 100,000. Um, so in some of the pictures we have, so we got Kobe here. Kobe is a 5 star bounty target, which means he's actually worth 500 billion berries. So about the same as Luffy, post Dressrosa. And then we got Garp. It looks like Garp is 3 crowns, so he's worth 3 billion berry. And then, as a small explanation, he says it's a system that is inevitable to cause chaos for the Marines, as their lives are also threatened by the citizens that they are supposed to protect. In the case of famous Marines, their bounty may be higher than the normal amount. For heroes like Garp and Kobe, they have been given an exceptional amount of bounty, and their lives are being targeted. How do we feel about that, Riddell?
I'm glad someone asked this question.
Me
That
too.
is a lot of clarity because Oda probably wasn't going to bring this up in the manga.
I don't think he was.
So we got a pretty clear distinction on like a lot of people's value. It's interesting that Gort only got 3 crowns. I would imagine he got five. Not gonna lie. I thought he
Why?
would because he's him. That's
He's
what.
old. Well,
I don't care. Sengoku is old, and he would have had five like 2 years ago.
no, he was the fleet admiral though.
Garp and Sengoku same level.
Nah, I okay. I agree with you, but something about their roles tells me Sengoku was just a little bit more active than Garp.
Which is, I think, is a very fair point. This probably takes more into account what you mean for the Marines versus how strong you are. So I think that's very, very, very fair point to be honest. Um, and Buggy and Mihawk and Crocodile, hey man, they're making some moves. They putting some money on people's head. That means your boy Akanu's 5 billion.
They they're not catching them, so they can give that dream up. That's a Far Cry dream. He's gonna be a dragon victim for sure.
I still think Sabo putting him on a shirt, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I still see it.
Nah, I'll be mad. It'd be poetic, but I'd be mad.
Hey man, Awaken Lava versus Awaken Fire. Like, let's be real. What's really gonna win? Give me
Lava.
fire. Give me fire. Give me really hot fire. That was a W question, W answer.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the better questions that were asked because, yeah, that's a whole lot, and he did a small explanation in the manga, But I wasn't satisfied with the bounty prices that some of the Marines had that we saw. So that's good to see. I'm glad he clarified.
Also, what was I thinking? I'm curious, like what other Marines that probably would follow. I feel like Smoker doesn't have the same like bounty thing. Oh, actually, in general, I'm curious to how like Sword is treated. Like X Drake, I'm sure would have a different one than a normal one.
The thing about them is we know their sword. I'm not sure how known they are to like the world at large. You get what I'm saying?
True, true.
So
Yeah, fair.
I don't know if they'd have like the bounty reflecting their stuff in sword or
CP0.
because I've them Rob Lucci would have a high bounty. He'd have like 2 crowns, I think.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, one less crown than I'd say one less crown than Kizaru.
Yeah, 1 crown. Yeah, I think 1 crown, something like that. He'd have a crown for sure.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But okay. Um. All right. Got
Up
that
next,
in
we got question 7. This is about Mr. Kuzan. What job does Kuzan Aokiji have as the 10th Titanic captain in the Blackbeard Pirates? Does he have any subordinates? And then the answer that Oda gives us is he has subordinates. He's not the type to obey everything that Blackbeard says. For Kuzan, being a member of a pirate crew doesn't necessarily mean he must do evil deeds. Rather, living freely is the strongest implication here. However, as a member of the Blackbeard Pirates, it seems he has also caused many casualties. And then it says, even as a former Marine, it seems he is well respected by the pirates of Pirate Island. The true the true motives of this cool man are still unfathomable. How do we feel about Aokiji?
I mean, it kind of just confirmed what we already knew. He has his own agenda here. I think anybody who was in the camp that thought Kuzan was really joining Blackbeard, like doing everything that Blackbeard wants to do, it's kind of delusional. But it's a wait and see until Kuzan makes his like official move.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it actually came out that Aokiji was like a second in command of Sword or a higher ranking member. And although he couldn't like serve under a Kainu directly, he kind of chose this directive to kind of be able to change things in his own way, be his own man. Um, but yeah, to me, what we've seen of Aokiji and what we've seen of Blackbeard, yeah, they're able to mesh now, but I don't see how they could, for a long lasting time, work together and make things happen. Just because the true nature of Blackbeard, it doesn't align with Aokiji. Um,
Yeah, I'm with
yeah,
you, and it makes me think a little bit on like the aspect of him kind of doing things freely.
mhm.
There has to be a reason why he's with Blackbeard for like I think there is something known that Blackbeard could be a problem because why wouldn't you technically team up with Dragon? Because you could have done be it equally as free, and Dragon's literally doing what you're doing. He did it first actually. So or they could be on the same team because Blackbeard and the Rebels were beefing hard before. Was it before or after Marineford? Like they were really
After,
beefing
after.
after. And in that span, Kuzan also, that's when he left and fought with Al Kainu and all that stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Kuzan was on the side of Dragon and the Rebels because unless they were great actors, Garp and Kuzan were not on the same page when they met.
Mm-mm, not at
So,
all. There's one common denominator here that we have to mention though. Akainu running all of these strong people off the Marines. He ran Dragon off. He ran Aokiji off. I'm just saying, man. I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
start glazing, but I'm just saying.
sounds like a terrible leader to me. I don't know.
Question number 8. Ooh, this is actually a good question as well. What kind of system is the World Military Draft that added Fujitora and Ryukyugu to the forces of the Marines? So, just as a quick refresher, y'all, if y'all don't remember, after Marine Ford, after all of the casualties and everything, and their close win against the Whitebeard Pirates, they actually did a draft system to kind of bolster their ranks, and that's where not only Fujitora and Aramaki joined, but we got Hibari, what's her name, Shoryu. A lot of people joined because of this draft. The answer that Oda gave: world government affiliated countries have their own soldiers that protect them. To strengthen the military power of the Marines, the World Military Draft was organized to draft the most capable soldiers from within those ranks. This draft became one of the triggers for the recently occurred Eight Nation Revolution, as the weakening of their national defense forces may have contributed to the success of these revolutions. And then a small tidbit he added: with the goal of increasing the military strength of the Marines, they have recruited fierce warriors from all over the world, such as the strength of their leaders, Ryukyugu and Fujitora, that even a former member of the Seven Warlords of the Sea, Doflamingo, puts up his guard. They establish order within they establish order with their overwhelming power and their individual senses of justice. How do we feel about the world draft?
I really like the idea because I mean, technically, we kind of knew this, but we're kind of at that stage in One Piece where everybody kind of fits in a category, right? It's either you're a pirate and affiliated with one of the emperors, or you're a marine, or you're part of Wano. Like, usually, it's like, okay, we kind of know where you fit, we kind of know who you're affiliated with. You have to be part of it, like a kind of system. This kind of opens up the ideas that there is admiral level individuals just chilling out in the world, and that just still kind of opens up, like, other than like the unique ones like Albaf and Wano, like these guys were just in like some random countries,
Which
admiral level people.
we're going to get into later. They were in regular, not even New World countries: North Blue, East Blue, West Blue. So relatively weak parts of the sea, and we had these strong heavy hitters out there. What I wanted to also add is give credit to Dragon or whoever is like orchestrating some of the tactics of the revolutions. That's genius. We see their drafting. We see these strong combatants are leaving their countries. Let's come right behind them and take those countries from them. Their strongest fighters can go to the Marines. We'll take the whole country. I think that's brilliant. Um, the Marines just getting, for lack of a better word, fucked left and right. The pirates are screwing us. Let's bolster our ranks. Now we lose a country. The El Marines, they're trying though.
They are. Hey man, this is good, and I'm curious to see if we're gonna see anybody else in regards to this. And Fujitora, I wonder if he's because he does have like a kind of old school Asian style to him. What he wears, he obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if the country he came from is somewhat affiliated with Wano, like a very distantly. Oh
We got
no.
that. We got it. At
Oh,
the end,
okay.
at,
We'll
at
talk
the end,
about
I'm gonna
that
get
later.
into it.
Okay. All right, and then we'll pull up the last one.
So this last page, this so I read some of these. These last two are kind of heavy information, or like important rather. So this is about the Rocky Port incident. To refresh you guys, this is where Law became a warlord, where Kobe earned his title as a hero, and when Blackbeard claimed Pirate Island Hachinoso for himself. This is the event that caused it. So question 9 is: please tell us about the Rocky Port incident that became the cause of Kobe being hailed as a hero. Oda answered, I feel like it would take too long to draw it, so I don't think it will be included in the main story. To put it simply, after hearing that there is a poneglyph on Pirate Island, people, remember that. After hearing that there's a poneglyph on Pirate Island, Law snuck in and hijacked a massive passenger ship called the Rocky Port, riding it all the way to the Pirate Island. The ship was carrying the king and other important figures from a certain country. In reality, however, the ship Law boarded was a smuggling vessel doing business with Pirate Island under the flag of that same country, which led to some dangerous trouble brewing. Oh, so Law fucked up and got lucky, basically. Law then got into a conflict with the pirates. Later, Kobe and Blackbeard boarded with their respective objectives, resulting in the three fighting together. That's what came to be known as the incident. As the incident settled, Blackbeard became king of Pirate Island, Law joined the Royal Sea Warlords, and Kobe came to be known as the hero.
Interesting.
In this incident, Blackbeard defeated the Lord of Pirate Island, Ochoku, Wang Ji, a former member of the Rocks Pirates, and Law presented 100 pirate hearts to the government. This historical event had a huge impact on the world and still holds many mysteries to this day.
I didn't even see that other part. That other part is very interesting too. Yo, this is a lot. There's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff right here. You started out because I'm curious to see what you think.
So I'm finally glad we got to confirm that the three fought together. We knew about Wang Ji, but in my mindset, there was no way that they were able to fight a member of the Rocks Pirates, knowing how strong they are. So hearing that all three of them teamed up to make it happen makes a lot of sense. Um, Oda's very slick for revealing this now because I feel like if Luffy and them had caught wind of this kind of blunder that turned into a success, they would have been a lot more reluctant to let Law kind of plan their approach to Kaido, knowing that he almost fumbled his very significantly smaller project. Um, but cool. I hope we get a novel or something because a Blackbeard Kobe Law team up that sounds fire. Uh, that sounds crazy. But nah, dope. And then the poneglyph. It's not a red one. It's not a real poneglyph. So how valuable was the information? And then also, what brought Kobe there randomly? What brought Blackbeard there randomly? There's still a little more we need to know, but pretty cool. Good answer, Oda. I'm not mad.
Yeah, this is a lot of interesting aspects, and the character dynamics is also very interesting because it gives more credit or it gives more context on how they know each other. And I mean, you can very much argue that I'm not going to believe that they were like, "Hey, let's like Law or Luffy type team up," but hey, man, I'm doing this, and you can do whatever you're doing. They're all going different directions, but still aiming at one person. It's just all of them are not aiming at each other because Blackbeard probably saw Law fight. He was like, "I want that devil fruit,"
Hmm.
and then he went after him later on. So I feel like that makes more credence on why Blackbeard was so adamant on going after Law. And I now think that we were thinking, where is Law going to go to? There's no way he's going back to Luffy. That's too weak. I think now it makes sense he goes to Kobe out of everybody because Sword is lacking, and they're obviously have beef with Blackbeard too. Oh, Law going to Kobe makes no. I'm like worried in my head.
This
Law
headcanon's
actually going to
going
go to
crazy.
Kobe. It's happening. Law and Kobe. What's gonna happen is what's his name?
Okay.
Beppo is gonna randomly come across this ship. They're gonna pick it up, and it's Sword and Law and Sword. I mean, Law and Kobe teaming up.
Hey man, I mean they scratched each other's back before. It's time to scratch backs again. Look. We got to get Gart back. And you know what? You might not be too far off because Law's crew is captured by Blackbeard. Where's Blackbeard's home turf? Pirate Island. Garp is on Pirate Island. They
Oh,
got
they
to
all
get
go
him
back
back.
to Pirate Island too. Oh, it writes itself. It
Yeah,
just
it low
writes
key
itself.
does. That's good headcanon, Riddell. That's good headcanon. I can see it. That's cool. Our 10th question on Shank's grandfather, uncle. We don't know who this man is yet. Question 10. During the God Valley incident, St. Garling went and confronted the pirates, but how strong is his combat abilities? Oda, another non answer, people. He's strong. There's a reason for his strength. That's the answer Oda gave us. And then to the left, we got without backing down, the God's Knights go into battle against the legendary pirates. What is the secret behind their being part of nobility while possessing strength at the same time? Pay close attention from here on out, to the actions of Saint Garland, who has finally risen to the ranks of the five elders. How you feeling?
There's so many ways you can kind of interpret it. It could be the basic, oh, he's just really strong and he has some secret. You could allude to that, he has a special ability that we're about to find out. I was thinking, I have a little potentially shake up theory. I'll let you answer first, but I mean, shout out, Garland.
First of all, fans, you know we gotta be nasty. If you see in his hand, he has a sword there. Um, Potentially another person stronger than Mihawk or
Oh
someone that
man,
he hasn't fought. That's the first thing. And second, if you guys recall way, way, way back to right before Marineford, right after Ennie's lobby, when Shanks approaches Blackbeard, when Shanks approaches Whitebeard, excuse me, what Whitebeard says is, seeing your face makes the scars on my body tingle. And we know they never fought. Could Garling be the person that he fought on God Valley? And could that be the person that scarred him? We know that when Garling was young, he had the same iconic red hair, and we know to some extent him and Shanks are related. Um, I think that could have crazy implications to around where he would sit as far as his powers involved. Because if he was banging with Prime Whitebeard and was able to scar him, that that says a lot. And then also with his ascension to the ranks of the five elders, we know they all have some sort of devil fruit esque demonic transformations. I wonder if on top of his already unparalleled strength, is he also going to get one of those on top of that? Um, it could go a lot of different ways. I think Garling's going to be one of those big bads reserved for the very end of this series. Maybe a dragon opponent, maybe a team up style type of thing. But yeah, I think he's going to have a lot to show us for sure.
if I'm tying in two things that we kind of already said, so Shanks is extremely talented,
Hmm.
and Shanks is able to copy Roger's ability.
Hmm.
Shanks is related to Garland.
Hmm.
They're nobles. They use swords. I wonder if there's a secret thing about their family in particular that allows them to copy abilities or master abilities at a very fast level. And they could just be one of the strongest families that just nobody talks about. So I'll be curious. Shanks lore, without saying anything, the Shanks lore is getting more and more deep.
And I'm with you because I don't know, just the aspect of Shanks being found in like a treasure chest, not like a barrel or a basket or no, this is treasure. This is an important item that we're giving you. This baby's more important than anything you can imagine. Um, I think this family's gonna have a lot in store. And also, people don't remember. Please remember, there is a chance that Shanks may have a relative, uncle, twin, something lurking around as well. We could probably be looking at one of the strongest families in the series, man. Rivaling the monkey family, stuff like that. Um, I think that's all for the Q&A, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
So I'm gonna scroll down because there is some more stuff that was posted. These are gonna be the Viva cards, and it's basically just some cool background information on some of the characters, where they're from, their favorite food, motivation, stuff like that, age. Um, Let me scroll. Let me scroll. Let me scroll. So up first, our first Viva card, we actually have Hibari. They didn't put too much for her, but they confirmed two things that link her to another character. She's from the North Blue. She has a blood type of F, and she speaks with a Japanese dialect known as the Hiroshima dialect. And only one other character in the entire show shares that dialect. Riddell, who do you think that character is?
North Blue dialect. I'm not gonna lie, I won't be able to guess.
A Kainu. So she shares these three things in common with
He
only a
does have a
Kainu.
Japanese name too. Now thinking about it,
He's the only person other than her that speaks with his dialect. So it could kind of be confirming in some way, shape, or form she may be related to a Kainu or from the same place as a Kainu exactly. There's some sort of relation that they have.
and is she from Sword?
She is in Sword, yes.
We know what we're gonna do. Okay, we know
She
what's about to happen.
she's the sniper of Sword.
I remember her, the one that likes Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Oh, she's the really good one. Like she's really not. Oh,
Yeah, she's the
yeah.
lead.
Oh, that's definitely happening. She's definitely being kind. That's 100% happening. Okay, we here. All right. Okay, Oda, I see you.
Our next Beaver card is for the Seraphim. So S Bear, S Snake, S Hawk, and S Shark. They're all confirmed to have armament and observation hockey. They're all 8 years old. And in addition to following the authority hierarchy laid out in the manga, they cannot be controlled through any sort of transponder snail or radio means, no telepathy, nothing. It can only be verbal. That was for them. Our next Beaver card is for Aokiji. So Aokiji's real name is Kuzan, which we all know. His devil fruit is the Hiei Hiei fruit, the Chill Chill fruit, which we all know. His confirmed hockeys are armament hockey and observation hockey. His affiliation is he's the former Marine Admiral, and he is now the tenth ship captain of the Blackbeard Pirates. His affiliated ship is the Saber of Zebek. His birthday is September 21st. His age is 49 years old. His favorite food is dairy milk, cherry wine, and coffee, to which he has his own brand of coffee. And his least favorite food is any dish that is overly complicated. His favorite hobbies are siesta, which is dancing, and traveling freely on his bicycle. And his place of origin is the Bespa Kingdom in the South Blue. His bounty is still being discussed in Marine HQ, and they have yet to settle on a bounty. Oh, you found him. Cool.
Yeah.
Our next Beaver card will be Ginny. Ginny is Bonnie's mom. So we got Ginny. She's a former slave and the former eighth consort of a certain celestial dragon. Her actual affiliation was that of the Revolutionary Army, and she was the former commander of the East Army, which I think is now inhabited by the steampunk. Well, I don't remember his name, but he's like the steampunk bunny rabbit dude
Oh
who
yeah. Okay.
controls machinery. And then her ship used to be called the Wind Grandma. Her birthday was October 21st, and she died. Her age was 39, and then her age at death was 12 years ago. I don't know why he couldn't just say 27, but she died at 27. Her blood type is F. Her place of origin is the Grand Line. The island is called Polko. Her favorite food was unboned meat, so she liked boneless wings. And then her bounty, when she was a commander of the Revolutionary Army, was 190 million berries.
Mm. What's that relative to?
Very low. I think her bounty right now is about where I want to say Brooks
When
bounty.
we first met him?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Our next Viva card, and we only have a couple more of these. Our next Viva card is for Kizaru. So Kizaru's real name is Borsellino, for the people who didn't know. His epithet is Kizaru, the yellow monkey. His devil fruit is the Pika Pika no Mi, the Glint Glint fruit, the Light Light fruit, which we know. His confirmed hockey is Armament Observation, so no conquerors out of this boy. His birthday's November 23rd, and he's 58 years old. His height is 302 centimeters. His favorite food is miso ramen, ginger, and banana. His disliked foods are lemon. His hobby is grilling food. His origin is from the North Blue, and they didn't give a confirmed island. His justice motto is unclear justice, and his bounty from the Cross Guild is about 3 billion berries.
Did you hear the theory that Kizaru was the one who helped Luffy in that war?
With the food,
Yeah.
I did hear that theory. Um, it's the only thing that makes sense to me. There's no way Luffy could have gotten that food that fast.
I'm I'm thinking after like some of the conversations we've had, I think Oda is low key tr- going to make like almost every admiral a good guy.
I agree. I think they're all going to defect for some reason or another.
Yeah, and now with the new stuff, I think Akainu, including Akainu, but I think he'll lose first, then he'll defect.
Yeah, I
That's
think he's either going to lose first. No, he's definitely going to lose first. I agree with you, but he's going to see something very specific. Um, my whole thing with Akainu is, yeah, he's one of those evil, more pragmatic guys willing to do whatever needs to be done. But I think that's because of a certain experience that happened in his past in relation to pirates. So I don't think he's one of those people who's like below see some sort of new horrific event happening and his mindset changing. Because I think he only got that way from seeing something. So I don't know. Maybe he sees the elders' true forms. Maybe the elders do something. Maybe there's a directive that he follows and he doesn't
and
agree with.
maybe they try to do what they did to Genie to Hibari.
That,
Hey,
that
that would be
hey,
crazy.
that'll do it.
And then he has to team up with Kobe. Kobe and Akainu have beef.
Ooh, brother.
They have
Ooh.
beef. They have beef. Hey, reunion. Hey, I, oh, the fact that she also likes Kobe, it writes itself. Oda. Otis be cooking it like he be cooking so much that that we even when we read like side stuff, he be cooking. I'm like, because of course he's gonna make the girl that's connected to I kind of like Kobe of all people. Okay, man. Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here, and I like how he's always made like the morality very ambiguous, that it's not really just a side. But the fact that like the ultimate evil is going to technically still be a pirate and a world government person,
Yeah.
like at both sides have really evil people that's going to be final game bosses.
Mhm.
Oh, the cooking, man.
Our next one is Monkey D. Garp. His epithet is Garp the Fist, which we know, the hero of the Marines, which we know, the legendary Marine, which we know. His confirmed hockeys are armament hockey, observation hockey, and we finally got the full stamp of approval on Conquerors. If you for some reason doubted it before, you cannot doubt any longer. He has Conquerors. His genus is that of the clan of D, which we know nothing about, and his affiliations are Marine HQ as a vice admiral. His birthday is May 2nd. He's 78 years old, and he's 287 centimeters tall. His favorite food is senbei, which is Japanese rice crackers, and he also likes curry. His least favorite food is bell pepper, and his hobby is eating rice crackers. His animal epithet is the dog, Saint Bernard. His place of origin is the same as Luffy's, East Blue, Goa Kingdom. His justice motto, which we've never heard this before, his motto is my justice.
Hmm.
And his bounty is about 3 billion berries.
My justice. I respect it.
Yeah. Whatever I say goes.
Yeah, I respect it because I think I was one of those people who were saying that I feel like people were overly critical on Garp with sticking the Marines. One of the things that I said is that I think he believes the best way to change it is within,
Mhm.
and this perfectly encapsulate that. He thinks he can change it by doing what he's been doing. I think he realized he failed and then created Sword.
You cooking. And I also I'm of the belief that he's trying to inspire the youth to kind of finish where he left off. And that's why he's so adamant about, them living on and achieving great things so that collectively um they can change the Marines from within. He probably kind of realized it can't be done alone and you need a group of friends in order to do it. Um so yeah, that's always good to see.
Facts.
And then our last Beaver card is going to be Mr. Blackbeard. So Blackbeard's real name is Marshall D. Teach. His place of origin is the Grand Line Shade Port. His devil fruits are the Yami Yami no Mi, dark fruit, and the Gura Gura no Mi, tremor fruit. His confirmed hockeys are armament hockey and observation hockey. No conquerors. Interesting. His genus, another one that is a part of the clan of D. His affiliations are the worst generation, Luffy, Law, Kid, Zoro. Think those names. The four emperors: Luffy, Buggy, which is kind of Cap, Shanks. Think those names. And then he's also the Commodore of the Blackbeard Pirates. His affiliated ships are the Moby Dick, which is Whitebeard's former ship, and the Saber of Zebek, which is his ship now. His birthday is August the 3rd. His age is 40 years old. His theme is actually not of an animal, but of a flower. His is the red spider lily, which I believe is poisonous in real life. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's a poisonous flower. And then if he wasn't, this is actually interesting. If he wasn't a pirate, his occupation would be that of an archaeologist. And his favorite island is the spring on a summer island. And his bounty 3,996,000,000 berries. We're gonna go ahead and say it's 4 billion berries. The archaeologist thing kind of stands out to me. The only other archaeologist we know of in the story is Robin, and we know Robin has the ability to read the poneglyphs. So Blackbeard might be the one on his crew that instead of needing to enlist the help of an outside source, I can read these shits myself.
Yeah, that is very interesting. I mean, especially consider like if you really think about it, Blackbeard is extremely intelligent considering all the scheming he does.
Hmm.
But like he acts dumb for so like the general perception is like he's dumb. But like the fact that he knows archaeology is very well, he's very good at planning and scheming and manipulating people. Nah, Blackbeard got him, man. He's really a masterman. He's really one of the more probably one of the most intelligent people in One Piece at the moment.
No, I
Uh,
agree.
Also, I looked up Red Spider Lily. It symbolizes death.
That's okay. I knew it was something related to interesting. His epithet is basically death. Uh, before we round off, a little bit more information. From SBS 110. Not too much, maybe about 5 more slides of information. And this is all stuff we're not going to see in the manga. This is all stuff that came out last week, but was fully translated this week. We got uh Admiral Fujitora and Admiral Ryukyugu's. We got their backstories. So Ryukyugu's backstory. Aramaki hails from the South Blue. He was a police officer from the Teia Kingdom and caused a great incident involving a woman and got thrown into prison.
Oh damn!
His reputation, yeah, crazy stuff, Riddell.
False allegations is crazy.
His reputation of possessing extraordinary strength reached the government. He got drafted into the Marines and immediately got a special promotion to admiral. So this dude was so strong, they were like, "Yeah, you need to be an admiral." Fujitora Isho, which is his real name, hails from the West Blue. He incurred losses on a gambling house in Twin Snake Island, and the place he was working at as a bodyguard was bought by the world government with a large sum of money. Isho was a former defense military chief in the Aoi, the Blue Kingdom, that once existed on the Grand Line. The Aoi Kingdom was destroyed because of the war, and he became a significant war criminal. The world government will eventually be made aware of this fact.
Oh,
We're not gonna have no admirals left, Riddell.
yeah. One with allegations and one with a war criminal, bro. Yo. Oh, damn. Fujitora, man. I mean, I liked him since he came. They insinuated that they are going to have some interesting things for him,
Mhm.
but because of war, he became a war criminal. Do we think they? Do we think he turned on the kingdom, or do we think that kingdom was going up against the world government?
Um, yeah, I think they might have just went up against the world government. They might have had got wiped out, and some way somehow he was able to escape, or after being captured. And it might have been like I don't know, maybe a low level marine ship or something that didn't reach back to HQ, and he kind of slipped through the cracks. Um, but damn. War criminal? Or maybe the war wasn't even involving the world government, and it was just another nation, and he was just a criminal out there for a little bit until he served his time or escaped.
This is tough because the way Fujitora is presented is like he has a lot of good morals,
Yes.
right? The fact that he didn't go after Luffy, I mean, that pretty much tells you he realized the situation and he did what he had to do. And the fact that he's working with the world government now is also interesting. Hmm. I, Fujitora could be a big game changer. Big game changer. I'm curious. I can't with this. Also, of course, because also he has one of the best abilities in One Piece was gravity manipulation.
Hmm.
And he a swordsman. We need that Mihawk Fujitora showdown
He's
too.
a swordsman with a supreme grade sword at that. So the only supreme grade sword users that we know of that are confirmed are Whitebeard, Mihawk, Fujitora, uh, Ryuma, Shanks, and Roger. Those are the only confirmed people that we know that had those swords.
Now, one thing I wish Oda did, I think I wish he made like these swords more important in One Piece. I feel like you would have to do your due diligence to find out the value of these swords. Like the
Hmm.
only one that's very obviously important are like Zoro swords,
Hmm.
but sometimes you can't even tell like what's the different grades are,
Yeah,
and Mihawk sword. So
Riddell,
I mean, it doesn't matter, but yeah.
buckle in. I think we're gonna get it. I
Oh,
think
okay.
we are. I really do think we are. I just think we haven't really gotten to that aspect where um the frauds like Mihawk and the other upper echelon swordsmen, they haven't really got to showcase what they can do. But I don't think the swords are just strong for the sake of being strong. There may be, like you said, in relation to Garland's family, they have a family secret. Each sword might have an ability or an attribute that comes along with it. We know Zoro's whole theme is curses and them inflicting damage on him, and that's how he uses his power. So each sword may interact or work in a similar way. Have a spirit like Zoro swords and things of that nature. It's just going to take some more time for us to see these swords actually in action. Um, more so fighting another stronger opponent. When we got
Yeah.
to see Fujitora fight, it wasn't really someone who was reputable. We haven't really seen Mihawk fight anybody reputable. Shanks neither. So we haven't really got to see the swords push to their limit, like we've seen Zoro push to his limits to where we're able to see the spirits. But no, I think we're definitely going to get that stuff.
All right, big bet. And Fujitora locked in. Fujitora stocks are up. The guy with the allegation, I don't know. He's gonna cook. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh, Everybody hates on him, and it's like I feel like Oda's doing it on purpose. Shanks violated him. Now we know he got allegations. It's just hard to root for this guy, man.
And he was a cop.
Yeah, and he was a guy in blue. He just can't win.
He can't,
Um,
bro.
but we'll see what's in store for him. I'm scanning through because I want to see which one of these are actually important to kind of talk about, and which one of these are just like goofy stuff.
But
So, okay, we got this one. We got all of the ages for all of the swords members and all of the participants and their ranks. So we got X Drake. He was a former rear admiral. He's 33. We got Captain Kobe. He's the same age as Luffy. He's 18. We got Rear Admiral Kujaku. She's age 28. We got Commander Hibari. She's age 17. We got Rear Admiral Prince Gus. He's age 29. And we got Lieutenant Commander Helmeppo. He's age 22. Put what you had back up, Riddell. I'm gonna read that too.
oh, okay.
And then we also got some information for all of the admirals that we, or not admirals, the vice admirals that we saw present during the Egghead incident. We got Vice Admiral Pomsky. He ate the Rocco Rocco no meat, which is the otter fruit. Sounds trash, just saying.
For sure. Trash.
And he strikes a powerful attack with the seashell. Yeah, he's not moving me. We got Vice Admiral Dahl, martial artist with a rock and roll soul. The reason why she stands out to me is unlike all these other vice admirals, she has an epithet like a Kainu, Kizaru, Dragon. She has an epithet as well. I believe hers is Shinryu. So she's the only other admiral level person with an epithet.
Okay. She's meeting Brooke for sure.
Vice Admiral Tosa, he can bite with his hands.
Ill.
Not sure what that means. Not moved. Then they have a TLDR note. So his Earth T fist is a play on a dog breed. Tosa is a Japanese fighting dog breed that Tosa's name is most likely based on, which follows the canine naming theme with some vice admirals. Oh, okay, so he's a doggy. Vice Admiral Urban, he ate the Tetsu Tetsu no Mi, the cannon fruit, and became an artillery human. The top of his head can become a cannon.
Mid, bro.
Vice Admiral Bluegrass, she ate the Nori Nori no Mi, the ride fruit, and became a piloting human. She can turn any living thing or object within her hockey range into vehicles. She is like an older sister to Great Staff Officer Suru. Oh, she's an older sister to Great Staff Officer Suru. Interesting. So we might get some more dynamic between her and Suru. Suru was the Sakura, if you will, for Garp and Sengoku. That was their Sakura.
Yeah.
So interesting to see. Vice Admiral Hound, he ate the Inu Inu no Mi model Hound. Big surprise there. He's on the same class year with Smoker. Okay, so one of Smoker's peers. Vice Admiral Red King, he punches with his steam engine powered right knuckle, and I'm not moved. And then
Yeah.
Vice Admiral Guillotine. The blade on his head can be thrown like a boomerang. I am
Oh
super not moved.
my definitely mid. Like that. Okay.
So we got a bunch of mid from them. And then I think the last important thing, well, there's two more things actually. Riddell touched on one. The one that Riddell touched on in chapter 1103, Luffy was so hungry and cannot move. But in chapter 1106, he became full. Who was it that gave Luffy that food? Oda answered. In chapter 1103, Luffy started to wolf down food. When Luffy said food, who was it that responded? Was it Sanji or Frankie? Who was present near him? Kizaru and Sentomaru were also there. Whoever did it never got exposed, it seems. That action seemed to be done in the speed of light, that even the naked eye can't see it. Even I don't know who did it. The speed of light. I think he's kind of confirming that it was that boy Kizaru.
It was 100% that boy geezer, bro. um, which I'm not mad at. I feel like if anybody who's really been paying attention to Kizaru, I don't think you can kind of frame Kizaru as like he'll do whatever the elders and Marines tell him to, because obviously he was extremely distraught after everything happened. He felt
Very much
terrible.
so.
Um, I don't know how much interactions. Now thinking about it, like elders and admirals have, and to see what the elders was doing, like just killing people and their own Marines, like not even caring, starting to click a little bit in Kizaru's head, man. I'm just saying.
And you can, to add on to what you're saying, you can kind of see that where in the aftermath he has that conversation with Akainu, and Akainu was basically like, "Yo, what the fuck happened? Like, you've never handled out a mission this poorly." Because they're clearly boys; they have a reputation with each other. And Kizaru was just like, "Dude, not only did I have to like kill my best friend and my people, but like, bro, you had to be there. Like, you had to understand." And he tears up a little bit. To which Akainu, in surprising fashion, actually apologizes. He says, "I'm sorry, brother." Like he he's already saw some shit out there. And I think it's gonna have a long lasting effect, and I think it's gonna push him towards defecting as well. All this confirmed to me as well is that Kizaru was doing everything he could to give Luffy the opportunity to get up out of there. He took a dive in the fight, which I personally believe he took a dive. I think that fight could have been a lot more difficult for Luffy if he wanted it to be. He took a
Yeah, he didn't
dive.
even awaken his fruit or anything.
Yeah, he definitely took a dive. He tried to stall to get Vegapunk out, and it wasn't until like, yo, y'all aren't moving fast enough. I gotta kill him, that he actually had to kill his best friend. But it's clear Kizaru was doing everything in his capabilities to hopefully not have to kill anyone and make it look like he was doing his mission, but still got wiped. Um, but nah, thank you for the confirmation, Oda. Kizaru's a op. but we're here to see it.
Yeah, and if you want to get a little conspiratorial with it, Vegapunk had to die in order for the real plan to happen, which is telling the rest of the world, "Hey, yeah, you guys might all drown in very soon." So, hey, man, I'm just saying, maybe Kizaru knew he had to come. Maybe the, maybe the. I think Miles muted a little bit. No, I can't hear you.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, nah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Last thing. This is some exposition on the long arm tribe. The reader asks, the long arm tribe has two elbows and one arm, right? Does each of those elbows have their own terms? And then Oda says, wow, this is a wonderful question. I'm very moved. Yes, of course they have their own terms. The elbow closer to the hand is called the friend elbow. The elbow that's closer to the shoulder is called the love elbow. This seems to represent the emotional distance between you and your significant others. So pretty cool information about the long arm tribe.
All right.
If you're a homie, you get that first notch. If we really fuck with you, you can get that second notch.
Hey man, shout out Oda. Shout out man, I forgot about Apu, bro. He hasn't been doing nothing.
Nah, I think his story arc's done.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Um anything else?
For me, that's it.
All right, man. Um hey, a lot of very good information, a lot of lore that's gonna help contextualize everything as One Piece goes along. I'm locked in.